some of you may or may not know, my name is Josh Long, and I'm the owner, for lack of a better word, of Xenia's Word on the Street. You can find that at xeniaword.com. This site is where I and others in our community of Xenia have been bringing you local content like news, events, opinions, rumors, and more about the Xenia, Ohio area. We've grown from a blog of maybe 20 readers in 2010 to now in 2017 a small but leading local content and media site where about 6,000 of you enjoy or maybe even stick your nose up at our all local content from our community by our community. The last few months, though, we have been slow at putting out content. This is for a few reasons, some very personal to me, some because we are a group of volunteers and we've all been busy, and as a result have had a lack of content coming from our creators, like our writers and photographers. But overall, it's because of me. I was, and still am to a large degree, have been jaded, it's a good word, about our community, my hometown, over the last probably year. See, over the last decade, I have been active in our community, from raising my family here to my involvement in leadership in local festivals, the Xenia Youth Expo, other nonprofits and charities, and even city government, which I've been involved with for over 10 years to one degree or the other, including 4 years of equal parts joy and equal parts pain as an elected city council member. But since 2016, I have struggled to find that passion I once had to not only produce content for Xenia's Word on the Street, but for our community at large. I know many of you enjoy this content. See, in this time frame, I've also wrote a few small pieces on local businesses coming to Xenia, and even a recent piece about what roads will see new pavement in 2017. And by posting those to the site and social media accounts, I saw our views and reach start to grow again. Xenia's Word climbed again to over 10,000 people who clicked and viewed and read our Facebook page and website. It's not about those numbers, though, to me. Those numbers do help with the ads, which I run on the site, but those ads barely cover the cost to keep things up. However, it's the engagement of our community into the things we talk about, which has been the overwhelming encouragement to me to keep going. That community engagement is why I started Xenia's Word 7 years ago. So now about the podcast. This podcast you're listening to right now. I have done a podcast for Xenia's Word, hit or miss, for the last 2 years or so, under this umbrella. Let's say it's not been very routine at times. It takes a lot of work to pick topics and edit a show. However, I enjoy the podcast format a lot. I enjoy the topics, talking, and even the gadgets that I get to play and to produce a show. It is because of that enjoyment and the engagement from the community and the encouragement of family and friends that I've decided to relaunch the podcast. A slightly different format and a new name. The new podcast, this one you're listening to right now, is called X-Town. And my goal with it is to make it a community journal. A one-man show, a mix of opinion and interview format. Broader than just those local hot topics that seem to consume our attention. You know those topics. It's like roads. Those topics that, or those other topics, like what Xenia does or does not have. Or those people who like to be very vocal about our community. Most of them ill-informed on their opinion, and many think that the city government has ill and even malicious intentions with their tax dollars and love to bitch about it. This is not going to be that kind of show, at least not alone. Now, don't get me wrong. If and when I hear about or I perceive a wrongdoing on the part of city government, I will for sure talk about it. But I want X-Town, the podcast, to be a spotlight of our community, the good and the bad, the ugly and the beautiful. As part of this journey too will be personal to me. I hope to find the passion again for Xenia. It's my hometown, and I hope you will join me on this journey. If you have an idea for a show topic, a person of an interest, a cause or business that should get some attention, or maybe a rumor you want to learn more about, email me. My email is josh@xeniaword.com. I would love to talk about those things because we have a lot to talk about. Because in Xenia, we have a lot to fix, but we also have a lot to celebrate. So join me. This is X-Town, a podcast about our small town, but more importantly, about the people in the community that some hate, but others love, and my personal journey to find passion with it again. Till later, X-Town. Remember, Xenia lives.
Hey, what is this?
Xenia's word on the street.